sarcasm. It's the lowest form of wit, so they say. But is it really? In the hands of a skilled writer, sarcasm becomes a rapier, not a bludgeon. It can skewer hypocrisy, illuminate absurdity, and even, dare we say it, spark a bit of laughter along the way. From the ancient Greeks to the latest Twitter feuds, sarcasm has held a special place in our communication. But nowhere is its power more evident than in the realm of literature. Literature, after all, is about more than just telling stories. It's about exploring the human condition, holding a mirror up to society, and sometimes giving that mirror a good, hard polish with a sarcastic cloth. And few have wielded this cloth with more dexterity than the granddaddy of English literature himself, William Shakespeare. Let's be honest, Shakespeare can be a bit of a slog sometimes. All those thees and thous can make a modern reader long for the simplicity of a text message. But hidden amongst the archaic language and convoluted plots are moments of pure, unadulterated sarcasm that still resonate centuries later. Take Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing, for example. She's sharp-tongued, quick-witted, and utterly unimpressed by the men around her. When Benedick asks her if she'll be married in a year's time, she retorts, "No, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day." Ouch! Then there's the ever-melancholy Hamlet, who, despite his own tragic flaws, can deliver a sarcastic quip with the best of them. His famous line, "I do know when the blood is cold," drips with irony, highlighting the absurdity of his situation. These are just a few examples of how Shakespeare used sarcasm to create memorable characters and unforgettable moments on stage. But Shakespeare was just the beginning. Enter the satirists, those literary rebels who dared to speak truth to power, armed with nothing more than their wit and a healthy dose of cynicism. These writers, through their sharp and often humorous critiques, managed to highlight the flaws and absurdities of their societies. Jonathan Swift, the mastermind behind Gulliver's Travels, was a master of this art. His work, filled with fantastical voyages and strange lands, was more than just a tale for entertainment. His biting satire, disguised as fantastical adventures, exposed the absurdity of human nature and the corruption of power. Swift's keen observations and clever use of irony made readers question the world around them, challenging the status quo. Mark Twain, another literary giant, used sarcasm to similar effect. His works were not just stories, but powerful commentaries on the society of his time. Whether he was lampooning the romanticized view of the American South in The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, with its deep exploration of race and identity, or skewering the excesses of the Gilded Age in The Gilded Age. A tale of today, Twain's works were a mirror reflecting the societal issues of his era. Twain's words were like daggers, aimed at the heart of societal ills. His sharp wit and unflinching honesty made his critiques both entertaining and thought-provoking. Through their clever use of irony, exaggeration, and of course sarcasm, these writers held a mirror up to society, forcing readers to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the world they lived in. Their works transcended mere storytelling, becoming powerful tools for social change. And this tradition of using sarcasm for social commentary continued into the 20th century, as a new generation of writers emerged, ready to tackle the complexities of modern life. These modern satirists, inspired by the likes of Swift and Twain, continued to use their sharp tongues and keen insights to challenge societal norms and provoke thought. Drawing rooms and disillusionment sarcasm in the modern novel. The drawing rooms of Jane Austen may seem a world away from the biting satire of Swift or Twain, yet they share a common thread of using sarcasm to critique society. Beneath the surface of Austen's witty observations about love, marriage, and social status lies a keen awareness of the hypocrisies of her time. Her novels are a mirror reflecting the absurdities of societal norms. Her heroines, often intelligent and independent, use sarcasm to navigate the social constraints placed upon them. They wield their wit like a weapon, cutting through the pretensions of those around them. Take Elizabeth Bennet, the sharp-tongued protagonist of Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth's sharp wit and keen observations make her a formidable character. Her exchanges with the arrogant Mr. Darcy are filled with witty barbs and veiled insults, revealing her disdain for his social superiority and her awareness of his true character. These interactions are not just entertaining, but also serve to highlight the rigid class structures of the time. Fast forward a few decades, and we encounter F. Scott Fitzgerald, chronicler of the Jazz Age and master of the disillusioned American dream. His works are steeped in a different kind of sarcasm, one that reflects the disillusionment of a generation. In The Great Gatsby, Fitzgerald uses sarcasm to expose the shallowness and moral decay lurking beneath the glittering surface of the roaring 20s. The opulence and extravagance of Gatsby's parties are a facade, masking the emptiness of the characters' lives. The characters, with their careless disregard for consequences and their pursuit of pleasure above all else, become both objects of our amusement and our pity. Through his biting sarcasm, Fitzgerald critiques the American dream itself, revealing it to be a hollow pursuit. Decoding the everyday contemporary writers and the language of irony. As we move into the latter half of the 20th century and beyond, sarcasm takes on new forms, reflecting the anxieties and complexities of modern life. The rapid pace of technological advancement, the rise of consumer culture, and the ever-present media landscape have all contributed to a world where irony and sarcasm are not just literary devices, but essential tools for navigating reality. Writers like David Foster Wallace and Neil Gaiman, though vastly different in style and subject matter, both utilize sarcasm as a way to dissect the everyday and expose the absurdity within the mundane. Their works serve as a mirror, reflecting the often chaotic and contradictory nature of contemporary existence. Wallace, known for his sprawling, intellectually challenging novels like Infinite Jest, employs a dense, often hilarious brand of sarcasm to explore themes of isolation, consumerism, and the search for meaning in a world saturated with information. His writing is a labyrinth of thoughts and ideas, where sarcasm serves as both a shield and a lens, allowing readers to confront uncomfortable truths about society and themselves. Gaiman, on the other hand, uses a more whimsical, darkly humorous form of sarcasm in his novels, short stories, and graphic novels. His unique blend of fantasy and reality creates a rich tapestry where irony is woven into the very fabric of his narratives. Whether he's writing about gods living in modern-day England in American Gods, or a young boy who befriends a graveyard full of ghosts in the Graveyard Book, Gaiman's work is infused with a sense of playful irony that often masks deeper, more profound truths about life, death, and the human condition. His stories invite readers to look beyond the surface, to find meaning in the fantastical and the absurd, and to question the very nature of reality itself.